For the past quarter of a century, the name Tony Stewart has been synonymous with the human rights movement in Kootenai County. When Richard Butler and other racists invaded the Idaho Panhandle, it was Stewart and a handful of others who rallied the community on behalf of dignity and equality for all people. Butler is gone now, his Aryan Nation's compound dismantled, but Stewart and his allies are revered and the values they embraced live on.
I don't think there's anyone ever decides on their own, I will be a leader of a cause in civil rights or in government, whatever. Obviously in government you have to be elected. So I think there should be a lot of humility in leadership in the fact once that's seen in an individual or once one is willing to take a stand, you are chosen by people. Maybe this is an overuse of a word, but you're anointed by them. And they can give it and they can take it away. I just think that all leaders are chosen by a segment of society, even their community or in their state or in their nation, and some people internationally. I don't think anyone can ever be successful and say, I've announced I'm going to be your leader. It has to come from the people. One is they have to decide what their core values are. But then I think there is a three-step process. One is you have to educate yourself, that you have to become an enlightened person, and that's through information, knowledge, education, and the wisdom will follow. You have to be dedicated to enlightenment. But number two, you have to be able to be ready if the moment comes where you can possibly be a leader. You have to recognize that moment. And then three, you have to seize it. But the more you are committed to those principles and then you educate yourself and qualify yourself, then you have to be ready if it comes, and then you have to act, you have to seize it. So that's what I would advise any young person to do. And when you do all that, it'll take some courage because you will be criticized. And if you don't want to be criticized, you have to stay on the sidelines. And I don't think that's a good option. But I really believe that what they ought to always ask themselves, I'm representing everyone. And these are all my constituents, and what is in the best public interest. And as I do that, I want to make sure that I don't do anything that degrades any of my constituency or that I play one group against another one. We saw that in the South for so long, where African Americans and the awful words were used and degraded so certain people could win. And so, it's just such an incredible gift you've been given if voters say, we want you. But you should not represent just one group, you should represent them all. And you shouldn't be so partisan that you'll say, I'm just going to do always what my political party wants. Once in office, you're there to serve everyone.